welcome back to another edition of Sports Inc. Along with Mark Gardner. I'm Scott Taylor. It was a wild week, number 6 last week. Upsets, some great games. Mark, you were at one of the games of the week, probably the game of the week in the state even. Bolingbrook and Lincoln Way East. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, Scott. There's some talks after the game that some people, the teams might see each other again, and I think they will. But I'll get back to that in a minute. But the game was it was just an instant class right off the bat. I mean, Bolingbrook got off to a 14-0 lead, 2 huge Aaron Bailey runs. He's shown what kind of athlete he is out there. They shut down that passing game. Winkler, couldn't really get much going. A lot of drop balls over the middle. I think Lincoln Way East heard some footsteps. They knew the reputation of some of those Bolingbrook hitters over the middle. Dropped a lot of passes. They said, but they put in this they call the Tarzan package, where it was 3 defensive linemen, one at tight end, one at fullback, one at tailback, and that worked. They got a big play that got the tying touchdown. That formation scored the winning touchdown, and Bolingbrook, they're a lean, fast defense. They just couldn't do that. Luckily for them, I don't see anybody else in the state that probably has 3 huge defensive linemen who can run like that, who can actually put that package in and make it work. So it was a gimmick. It worked. But I said I think they'll see each other again. They're 7 and 8.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll be the same thing.
Sure they will. I think Lincoln Way East can play in the 7A state title, and they'll see each other when Bolingbrook comes takes the field for the 8A state title afterwards. So that's the one time that they're going to see each other afterwards. There's some talk about some guys who thought that they'd be in the same class on the sidelines, out there. But no, they personally, I think they give me more confidence in my pick for Bolingbrook to go. Lincoln Way East is such a great team.
Okay, it's nice that they won. I know you're all over Bolingbrook right now. I know, but think realistically here for a second, if you would. Yes, they're a great team. They might make a state final, whatever. But they play at Sandburg this week. A tough emotional loss to Lincoln Way East. I'm not saying don't sit there and tell me no, they're definitely going to win. But is there any chance that that Sandburg could give them a game?
Is there I don't think so. I haven't seen Sandburg yet play.
5-1.
Joliet West was right in there with him till the end of the game. And Joliet West had 3 cracks in the end zone from the 20-yard line to end that ball game. There's just Sandburg just hasn't been. I don't think they're that good with it. Yes, they played Lincoln Way East, but they haven't played Lockport yet. They haven't played HF yet. So they've played the easy part of that schedule. They play the Joliet West, the Joliet Centrals, that part of the schedule. They, except for Lincoln Way East, they haven't played the Bolingbrook, the HF, the Lockport yet. That part of the schedule. So no, I really don't see it being a game. This is a different Bolingbrook team. This isn't the team of a couple of years ago where they felt snake bit and they thought that they were going to be that 8-1, 9-0, lose the second round of playoffs. It's a different group of guys with Aaron Bailey on offense, defense. With Antonio Morrison. These leaders have a whole emotional different idea about this team, and I think they're going in a whole different direction than if these former Raider teams did.
Well, another team looking for a state championship was our game of the week was Niles West and Maine South. Maine South, no problems with them there. They are well on their way to going probably 8-0. They do play Glenbrook South in that last week, who is a pretty good season. They still have a couple chinks in their armor. They're not starting well, so that could be a question later in the season. But kind of switching gears a little bit. Interesting, I was at Plainfield East in Romeo. Plainfield East won nicely, sets up a big game. Plainfield East and Plainfield Central. Some people might not think it's a big game. But Plainfield East is still alive in the playoff hunt. Plainfield Central needs 6 wins probably to make the playoffs, and they have 4 right now. But something I have is a new development I saw today. Plainfield North is down to 6A.
Oh, wow, really?
Now tell me the difference here. You're talking teams like Lincoln Way East, St. Rita, Wheaton Warrenville South, Wheaton North, having a great year. You're talking these kind of teams in 7A. 6A, you got Batavia is right now number 1. I'm trying to think of some of the other teams. It's just
you might run into Joliet Catholic there if they and go 6 instead of 5.
But the key point is, while there's some good 6A teams out there, definitely it's nowhere near 7A. I think we're all in agreement there.
Right.
So not to say all of a sudden Plainfield North's going to sit there, or Plainfield East, if they make it, it's also 6A and they're safely in 6A. I think is going to make a run, but it changes the dynamic almost in a way, not to take anything out of a Plainfield South, Plainfield Central, or another 7A team that might sneak in our division, but it almost makes it more important for Plainfield East and Plainfield North to make the playoffs because they're going to have a better chance of winning a game or two than the other Plainfields, even though the other Plainfields might be better.
Right,
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, but they have to get in first, and that's gonna be hard for them because, like I said, Plainfield Central, keeps doing their best Houdini act, and pulling something out at the end. Right when you think they're done, boom, here they come. And they've found a way to win in different ways, and Minooka's still doing their thing. So Plainfield North has to worry first about getting in. Then worry about
definitely.
What class
They still have Minooka this week, so
right.
I mean they lose this game, they're doing the last two, and going on 5-4, they could get a Batavia, and Batavia did beat the crud out of Plainfield East earlier this year. I think Plainfield East is a lot better than that. There's just something to keep your eye on though, because a lot of our teams look like they're 6-3, 5-4 kind of teams, and that typically doesn't bode well in the playoffs. But 6A, you never know what can happen. I think as you get down there.
It's a big toss-up, and so and we talk about other thing in the playoffs too is strength of schedule and all stuff like that, and that's where you look at like that Lincoln Way East Bolingbrook game. Here's a Bolingbrook team now who's going to go in with one loss possibly compared to a Downer South team who's going to go in undefeated, and look at just the difference and the way that these teams are going to be. You have a Bolingbrook team going in battle tested. They know what it takes. And, Downers basically goes out and puts on the uniform and wins the game. Barely even having to play.
I think this week is Mark's 5 weeks in a row they played a team with 0 or 1 win.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time though, Bolingbrook might be battle tested, but if Downer South can get the home game.
Yeah, no,
and that's the great equalizer.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't knock Downer South for it. They can only play who's in the conference.
Yeah, you can only play the conference. But at the same time, out of conference, their 3 out of conference opponents have a combined 6 wins.
Oh right, yeah, and
so that doesn't do much good either. Lions, I think they expect to be better. South Elgin typically is a little bit better than they are this year. Downers North, obviously you have to play them, so you can't give them all that flack. But obviously losing Bolingbrook from the schedule would have been having them play each other week 1 would have been a big difference than what they ended up playing.
And I mean, you're going to want to be in the playoffs with Josh Williams being healthy too. I mean, you have a guy who's only played. I mean, you look at the staggering numbers. You figure he's probably played half the season so far. He plays that first half, maybe a little bit in the third quarter. He's pretty much on the sidelines, helmet in hand cheering on his teammates. So you look at the staggering numbers that he's put up, and he's pretty much played half of a year.
He is definitely our front runner for Player of the Year, and it's going to be hard for anybody to stop him.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like there's too many options. Aaron Bailey's having a nice year at Bolingbrook, but he's got to do it more throwing the ball, in my opinion, if they want to win a state championship.
Talk about Players of the Year, actually. Backing it up a little bit, we have our first edition of our Player of the Month on our website right now. So, anyone on the website right now watching this, when we're done here, click over that. You can vote. We have one nominee from every single community, not just football out here. This is
every
football,
single paper
soccer.
in that community.
Yeah. Every paper that we have, we have one nominee, so 6 overall. Vote for the guy who is most deserving, and could be the athlete of the month for September.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we had our athlete of the week going up, and there was a good turnout this past week in voting. We hope to keep it going. We want to get some more interaction with the people out there, and let people have a say in what goes on in our world as well. And come out, they see us out there, say hi to us, and just tell us you're watching the show. If somebody come out and tell us to watch the show. It'll be kind of fun to sit there and say, hey, you picked against us, and we proved you guys wrong, and if Marcus
God knows I picked against a lot of people.
Yeah. So I mean, this is all fun. We're trying to get you guys some more play and trying to get some awards for you guys. So, it's gonna be a fun rest of the season, and we're looking forward to it. 3 more weeks left only. I was thinking today, this time next month we're gonna be having basketball stuff coming out and bowling stuff coming out, and wow, time's flying right now. But check back with us next week or later today actually for our picks as always, and then next week we have some golf. Mark's going to be leaving here for golf, and next week we have a lot of golf going on for sectionals, and we got some guys I think they can make us a run at going to state.
Yeah, and we'll have the picks up a lot earlier this week because the Rare Thursday games this week for the Jewish holiday. They play up north games play on Thursday to honor that holiday commitment on Friday evening. So it'll be always that interesting week there with teams go from a short week. And then they have that extra long break going into the next week. So we'll have those picks here real soon.